Okay, so everybody, here's what we're doing. With the Gateway City quarterly comic, the idea is that, well, because I've got lots of other projects on the go, and you got to pay a mortgage, um, it means that I sometimes have to put a priority on other paid gigs and other comics, which means that over the past couple of years, I haven't been able to work on Gateway City as much as I'd like to. I've written quite a few scripts, but actually being able to do pages, drawing pages and finishing them, it's been a bit difficult. And I feel really bad about that. One, because I've had loads of people asking me, hey, when's the next Gateway coming out? And my answer is always like, soon, soon. And also, like, it's a story that's really quite near and dear to my heart, and it's something that I want to be able to carry on and continue working on. So, as some kind of a happy medium, well, why can't I think of the word compromise? Why couldn't I come up with anyway compromise? So there's a compromise between being able to do Gateway City and still pay the bills. I figured, you know what I can do? I can put out one page of Gateway City a week, and then it dawned on me that duh, that's where Gateway City started. It started as a webcomic, doing one page a week because I had a full-time job and was doing other things. So it was like, well, we'll just go back to doing one page a week. And then, so I went back to my scripts. I was like, okay, so let's start with these scripts. And I thought, no, these don't feel right for that one page. I'd written them as a kind of a full, big, long sequence. And sometimes that means that the dynamic, the flow of the page was thought about as in a page spread. And with one page a week, you want really that there to be some kind of a hook. It doesn't have to be like a big cliffhanger hook, but you want some kind of a hook at the bottom of every page. And then that got me thinking about newspaper strips, big Sunday strips of old, how much I used to love getting the newspaper and pulling out the Sunday Funnies page. And then I thought, whoa, well, why don't we turn pages of Gateway, into like a newspaper, right? Like that seems kind of obvious. So if I'm going to be working on it as a serial, why not, rekindle some of that love of the old Sunday Funnies? So the idea is I will create the webcomic. I'll post a new page every week. And then when I get to, what I was saying, for 12 pages, 12 weeks, then I will put out a newsprint copy of those 12 pages, plus a cover and a letters page, and who knows, maybe some fake ads or maybe some little goofy strips that I'm doing as well, just to fill up the space. So it'll be 16 pages. At the £4, I think it's £4.50 tier, £4.50 a month, you will get 4 times a year, so it's quarterly, a big tabloid size. I mean, these will be printed almost at size, so you'll get to see bigger versions of Gateway City. And then at the end of a year, I will then produce a collected trade. So like I did with this first volume, which collects the first 4 issues, I will do. It'll probably be like smaller, like more like a prestige format, which will collect every year, and I'll put that up on Kickstarter. So if you want the newsprint, though, the only way to get it is to back the Patreon. Yeah, Patreon. We'll call it Patreon. We'll go with Patreon. Back the Patreon. Back to Patreon? It's not back to Patreon. It's become a Patreon. Become a patron on Patreon at the £4.50 level. So that will get you access to the webcomic a week early. That'll get you access to like everything that's going on in my studio. So you'll get to see the progress of each page, from pencils to inks to edits to redraws to colors. So you'll get all of that, as well as whatever else is on my drawing board that week. Now some things I may not be able to share because of like NDA stuff like that. It's not stuff that I'm working on for hire. Some of it I can share. Some of it I may not be able to. I'm going to try and give you as much as I can, though. I think that seems fair. And I work on loads of different stuff all the time. And I like to give you the chance to see more of that than maybe you would if you just follow me on Twitter or Instagram. So I'm going to do my best to really keep the Patreon going. Keep it big and bold and beautiful. So if you just want to back at the £1.50 and you want access to all that stuff, great. That's cool too. You can. If you want the physical stuff, that starts at £1.50. No, sorry, £4.50 for the newsprint stuff. £4.50 for that. And then at the end of the year, every year, hopefully for the next coming years, those will then be collected into a trade, more like a prestige format. So about 60 pages plus. And then that'll be on Kickstarter. But if you back the Patreon, I will give some discounts and then some clues as to how to get the discounted version of the trade. So you can still back the Kickstarter if you wanted it, if you want the trade, but you can get it at a reduced cost. Because, hey, if you've contributed to the Patreon, then I feel like you should get the trade at a reduced rate. That seems, that seems like a reasonable thing. And I'll let you know how to do that once you've backed it. So anyway, Slap Up Weekend, so I thought I would do a little video just kind of sharing what I'm up to, what we're doing with the Patreon, and then what Gateway City Quarterly means. So again, every 4 months you'll get, is it 4 months? Every 3 months? Every 3 months. Every 3 months. Every 12 weeks, let's say. Every 12 weeks. You'll get, if you back at £4.50, you'll get a copy of Gateway City Quarterly, tabloid-sized newsprint delivered to your door. I think that's pretty cool. I'm really looking forward to it. Like, I don't know if everybody else is, but I think it's fantastic because I really miss newsprint comics. Those big, I love them. So anyway, and to be honest, I've scrapped the scripts. All the scripts that I've written, I've scrapped them. I've got a kind of a layout of where the story is going, but I want to give myself the opportunity to go down some different paths as things develop. So if like a little background character all of a sudden seems really interesting, I'll stick around with that little background character for a while. Who knows? I mean, that's the beauty of working on a sort of serial style strip. So that's the idea. Hopefully we'll have a lot of fun. Hopefully we'll be able to bring in some guest artists on some like side projects and things like that. It'd be lovely to do like a Sam, the little buggy alien. It'd be cool to like do like a little side story with Sam every now and then. Maybe seeing a different artist on it. Who knows? Anyway, so thanks for those of you who've already been backing or supporting me on the Patreon. I really, 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 really appreciate it. You can't know how much it means to know that there are people out there who like your work and want to see it grow and want to see more of it and want to see how things, what the man behind the curtain, the strings he's pulling, how that works. And that's really cool. Yeah, I don't know what to say about it except it's just like, wow, you're out there, you're doing it. It's fantastic. Really means a lot to me. So I hope you're able to stick around and see more. And got lots planned. Got a lot of pages already in the can. So we're good to go for a while. And again, if you want to follow along and see what else I'm doing, do so please. Thanks guys. Appreciate it.